haymaking is finished. Yesterday me and Keithy blew a couple of the machines off. They've gone away now, they've been put into storage. We had a bit of rain come through yesterday, so Keithy got a little bit of cultivating done. Me and Farmer, we dug into these round bales that we got stored round the back here. Oh boy, it's worse than we thought actually. We thought, you know, once we got in there it might be alright. Turns out there's literally 700 bales in there that have got heated and are now cow food. Pretty annoying actually, very annoying. Round bales are so dicey and the year's just hasn't been the, you know, it's just been a tricky year. They won't go to waste. It means we won't have to use any of the silage that we made this year. That will keep around for a couple of years. There'll be more hay next year. Hopefully the weather's a bit better next year, so you know, if we get a dry spring again, there'll be more hay in the sheds that way. So it's not a complete waste. It is annoying though. Luckily we have made some others this week that are better. Might leave us short for round bales this year, but we'll see. We've got some big bales. We're taking them up to Peter Farm. Farmers unloading them, and then we got to get the fan on them because they're a little bit higher in moisture, so we just want to take the heat out of them. They'll be all fine, they'll store fine. Just got to blow them for a few days. The trick with the round ones is you can't blow them, so once they're in the shed they just start heating up, and it's just, once they heat up they sweat and then they go this whiny smell. The cows absolutely love them like that. They just, the hotter they get the better. They love it. It goes like a charred effect in the middle. But anyway, the cows will be well fed this winter. We haven't got to go far for the bales either, so there's one positive out of it. So all the fields here on the left going up the hill and on the right there, they need to be cultivated. I think Farmer wants to mole plough them, so we might see Daisy here in the next day or two on the mole plough with the farmer. I think Farmer's going to do some mole ploughing as well. He's been up and sprayed these off because they were quite heavy in regrowth from the oats there. So he has been across it and sprayed that off. They are destined to go into winter wheat, which is due to be planted in about 3 to 4 weeks if the weather permits. This is one of the heaviest loads we'll pull, and we're just approaching the hill here, so we have to get ourselves down into the right range. And you always want to start in the right range. It's a bit slippy, so you want the four-wheel drive in as well. And you'll soon be coming down the gears. You don't want to be changing range on the hill if you can help it. You want to keep your revs up nice and high. I don't know what's on the back there. I don't know how heavy that is. If you're down in 3B, you know you're pretty heavy. She pulls well, this tractor. She's a good puller. Good load on there. But that is about the heaviest load we'll pull on the steepest of the hills that we got. I don't know if a 4-cylinder would pull it up a hill like that one would. I see Massey Man has just done a comparison video on a 6S 180 with a 7S 180. I'd like to do a similar comparison with those. Farmer is adamant the 6-cylinder is miles better than the 4-cylinder, and it did sort of show up on his video as well, so check that out, have a look at that. The 6-cylinder was going at, you know, 2 or 3k faster than the 4-cylinder, but they're both same horsepower. But I imagine the torque numbers are different on the tractors there. The 6-cylinder will always pull with more torque. That's why Farmer always has a 6-cylinder. Quite interesting video, you should have a look at that. He's a good friend of mine, Massey Man. Hoping to see him at the Midlands Machinery Show.
He's just going to bring the fan back onto the side.
Yeah.
I just said to him, I said, let's you come back with that, we rent it, or you right back with him.
Yeah.
I can bring the stuff up.
Yeah.
And I can bring that 6 this finished, stick it on the farm, just run up here. Daisy's coming.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'm going to get to do this runway today or not. At some point again, I've got to have a go.
Yeah. Some of the bales that come in from last week, they've all got tunnels in them. We've been blowing them. Anything that's come in a little bit high moisture, you got to get on there and blow them. The hay is absolutely, oh, brilliant. For September hay, unbelievable. Just as good as June hay. The animals on that, they just love it. We can't sell enough of that. I think that is destined for a customer. So that'll be on the fan until it goes. 2 or 3 days on the fan, good as gold. And then as soon as you move the block, that all helps as well. If you are bringing hay in, that sort of moisture, you have to blow them. Otherwise they will go bad. If you blow them, there's nothing wrong with them. Why the round ones have gone bad, we can't get any wind into them. And the way around that is really, it should be, it's going to be a rule of ours next year. No round bales are allowed to come in until they've sat out for at least 2 weeks. I think 3 weeks. They get coloured by the sun, but the centres are always beautiful and green. But we'll see next year. I think we said that last year, if I'm honest. Another grain lorry here. Just loaded Linda up for some hay. We're going to go and top the runway. Then Daisy's coming in. We're going to show her how the mole plough works. We're just up the runway again. We didn't have a chance to get up here with the haymaking last week, so I don't know if this will be the last cut or there might be another cut before you know, the last of the topping gets done. This end of the year everything starts slowing down, but we'll see. If the sun keeps shining and they get a bit of rain and the warmth is still there, it'll still grow, so we'll see. The longer you leave it, the more mess it leaves on top. The old boys with the airplanes, they don't like that too much, but give it a few days, that sort of sinks into the bottom, and but they like it as short as it'll go. So that's the trick to it. Our grass, which is a couple of fields over, we haven't got time to show you today, but we'll go back to that another day. Apparently it's gone backwards. Last week was a hot week, you know, it's 30 degrees. Apparently that's done the grass no favours, so we're going to have a look at that another day. It's cooling off this week, showers about this week, you know, so hopefully it sort of comes back. Farmer's going to get on the mole plough with Daisy, or one of the young David might come in on his evenings there and do a bit of mole ploughing as well, take over Daisy, something like that. We want to try and have the mole ploughs running ahead of the discorators. You know, the wet spring's really packed everything down. Keithy's finding it hard. Things are hard to pull up. We didn't get the discorators through this ground last year. It was so hard, we actually didn't even attempt it. We broke the discorators on the easiest stuff at home, and yeah, they sort of went away after that. So they only had a heavy set of discs on them, the Simba discs. So we are hoping to get up here and pull them up with them discorators and mole it as well. That would help drainage. We're just trying to get our, you know, get the small little jobs out of the way with, so we can just get the discorators on, get cracking with it. Always other jobs and things that need doing as well. So, but Keithy's at it. Keithy's discorating, and we just got to go and put ours on, put the front weight on, and then get stuck in. Mole ploughing. This is the mole. Basically, you're dragging this little end here under the mud, through the drains, and you're creating your own little drain channel across the field that connects all the other drains that are in the field together, so the water can run away. That's the theory behind it. It always improves drainage. We always try and do a bit each year. Daisy should be here soon, so we're going to see if this tractor will pull it without the use of a front weight. We haven't got a front, we've only got 2 front weights, and Keithy's got the other one on the discorator, and they're heavy, so both tractors have got the front weights on, but we'll make something up if we can't. The trick with these, you want a little bit of give in your arms, so you want to sway a little bit. If you hit something, stone, big stone or anything like that, at least it's got the chance to come either side of it. When everything's down and in the ground, it all wants to be running level, and you don't want to be too deep with your thing, so we run it basically to the skid. And that's the level of where the drains are. If you run it too deep, you'll go through the actual drain itself and you'll make a mess of that, and then you will have problems. Look what I found. It's Daisy.
She's got a neck again.
Daisy, unfortunately, when was it? Back in the spring, wasn't
Back in
it?
June.
Back in June. Had a horrible accident, fell off her horse, and did some damage to her back and her spine, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
We're doing a bit of moleing. Daisy's missed all the baling, and yeah. Daisy did all the baling for us last year, but you'll be back next year, won't you?
I will.
And how's your back doing now?
Yeah, good. I'm like 90% back to where I want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm taking the rest one I've done.
It will do. Yeah, we'll take you on to that one.
Yeah, I still can't lift quite as much as I did, but I'm not far away from it. If you know what I mean.
No, but recovering well?
Yeah. Really well.
So Daisy is on the mend. That's a good thing, isn't it?
Everybody is well impressed. When we signed off, like the physio and all that palaver.
Yeah.
They're all happy. So yeah, and then I got to go back in May, I think, to the hospital for my next checkup.
So at the moment you've got a big horrible bit of metal in there, haven't you?
I've got 2 rods, 6 screws.
Right.
2 rods, 6 screws.
You have to forgive Daisy because we've just jumped her on this machine. She ain't used to it yet,
No,
are you?
she's a bit newer than what I'm used to.
I've shoved her on the GPS. She ain't got a clue. But you're all right. You're getting on.
I'll be all right.
We're doing a bit of mole ploughing because these ends of the fields are a bit wet. So we're hoping to do a little bit. We're hoping to do. Daisy's going to get across them before me and Keithy get to them with the discorator. That's the plan. There's a fair bit to do. So you'll be here and there, won't you, for the next few days, weeks, or whatever the weather lets us do.
I'll be back next week.
But this always improves drainage in the field when we do this sort of thing. We just set the mole plough up, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got it sorted. Even a rookie like me could set it up. We got our spacing at 3 meters, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the GPS giving us a nice straight line, isn't it, David?
It is, yes. As soon as you get out and start using it.
Yeah. But so next year you'll be back with us baling, won't you? You're going to do some mole ploughing for us, aren't you?
Yeah, I don't mind what I do. No, recovery's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, get back on. Probably on the horse, probably March time.
You don't want to do that?
I will. I'll get back on already if I was allowed. I got back on the day it happened.
You're crazy.
Wasn't it nobody's fault, was it? It's just an accident.
No, just one of those things, isn't it?
It was hard work, not being able to drive.
Yeah.
Connor, no.
Horrible, I bet.
Yeah, it was. She was horrible.
But hasn't time gone fast? The summer's
For
gone
you.
fast. Yeah, well, yeah, for us it has, yeah. Yeah, I bet it's been a nightmare for you,
Yeah,
hasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Slow job, but it's an important job. If you've got the time to do it. We usually run out of time is the main of it. These are all going into winter wheat, Daisy, these. So we should have a nice wheat crop because they were oats. Farmer's been across, sprayed them. There we go, there goes Daisy. As you can see, the drains on this field run up and down every, I don't know how many meters, I don't know what they've set up, but basically you're running a, see if we can see into one of these holes. Perfect conditions. Basically down there's a nice circular hole. She's not used to the GPS, so she will get used to it. But the GPS gives you perfect straight lines, and it allows the drainage just to flow a little bit better. Watch the mole go in. The soil conditions is how you want it. It's like plasticine. You're moulding a circular, you're basically moulding a very small drain for the water to flow into and take it to the drains that are the main drains across the field there. These ends of the fields are always wet, so Daisy's got a map with her. She's going to do all the problem areas on these fields. They're going into winter wheat, but it's nice to see Daisy back. She's recovering pretty well, and this is a nice steady job, so she isn't bouncing around in the tractor. We got the mole set at 3 meters. We might change that for the next field. We might put that at 2.5 meters when she gets to the farm there. They want to be really, you want to run your tractor wheel down the next tractor wheel, if you know what I mean. But that'll do a job. That will just help with the drainage. I like using the GPS for this, just because it gives you a real nice straight line, and water just flows better in a straight line, doesn't it? It's not because I can't drive straight, no, but it is really difficult to keep that as straight as that. It is really difficult. Taking some pulling, look. Right, she'll be fine. Anyway, Daisy's back with us doing a bit, so that's good. Right, we're going to go and find our cultivator now. By the time we get that set up, it's going to be the end of the day. Oh dear. We're hoping to actually keep 2 moles running, so you might see young David here in the evenings, you might see Barry here, he might have a go at it, and you might see the farmer on it. It just depends on the day and who's busy and who's free and who can come. But they need to be rolling ahead of the disc rotors. 2 disc rotors running. We soon catch up with the moles. We're going to get across all the land that is going to go into winter crops first. So all the farm here is actually up the hill there, that's all going to be wheat. And I think farmer is going to aim for winter barley over here, weather permitting, and all the rest of it. We're going to put a front weight on now, so this button here controls, if you have a look at the front there, it controls the linkage lock. And basically you have to try and drive at it square as you can. You can only see the one side. Somewhere there. I'm not square to it. You put your hooks under first, then we set this up. One end goes here, the other end goes in here, and it's all picked up. I haven't got time to show you because it will be night before I'm on. I've got to go and get the I've got to go and fetch the cultivator, which is in the stinger nettles. So I'm going to put the front weight on first. I have to have a front weight because the disc rate is very heavy and it will pull the front end off the ground. Right, we've got it on. We had to dig it out of the stingers, but she's on. Got stung to death. Keithy's going to set us up. We want both disc raters running the same. They are pretty much the same tractor. Keithy's on the 7S. Right, we are set. Keithy got her set up. We're trying to get them set somewhere close. No GPS for us, but that's all right. Don't need GPS. Keithy will cut us out a block. I didn't miss it last year. Don't need it. If you ain't got it, use the tram lines. Blah blah blah. It's nice to have. That's all. We were just saying, try and go gear faster. Oh, she doesn't like it much. We're set both at the same revs. We'll see who's got the most power, the 7S or the 7718. They should, in theory, they should both be the same, but we will see. Be careful where we're turning. but we're all set. We've got one mole plough running. The farmer was going to get the other one running, but he's decided to go spraying instead, which is fine. Come on, girl. $8K. Dare we try another gear? That's tight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 3V, that's the speed. You could get along a bit better if you adjusted the cultivator a little bit less deep, but we want to do a job as well, so that's where it will get left. These tractors will be very similar. That one's only got 400 hours on it, so it'll be a little bit tight. That'll be the difference in the tractor. Keithy said it feels a little bit tight. We noticed it with the 8S when the 8S was brand new. That felt very tight, but as the time went on, it sort of freed itself up. So, and that's quite a normal thing, I think, with these new tractors. Right, I'm gonna get into this a little bit and then we'll come back. We've had a good start. It's pretty hard out there, that's for sure, but we just started a new field. This is the one Daisy's just mowed. She's done the top and the bottom, and yeah, hopefully that will do a job and keep some of it a bit drier. But Keithy's got the GPS, so what he does is he sets his GPS to a tram line, nice and easy. He'll cut a block, I can fill in the block. It's nice and easy. It just makes everything easy. We've got the revs set up on our A button. That'll put her up 1800 revs, and we simply just drop her down with this button here. So as we creep forward, we press the button now, and we'll see what sort of job we can do. We are going across the moles. Usually you'd go with the moles, but because this is only top and bottom, we drill the field this way. You will feel it on the drill, you will feel it in the combine next year, but you will have at least some nice corn to cut. So yeah, it's one of those things. We'll see what we can get along here. 7.5K. You can hear the engine note. She's pulling hard. The wet spring soon, you know, soon tells the tale again. A bit easier there. Can't go up a gear. Or just keep the button of the mudguard on the line of the other cultivations. That is about right then. And this was a field of oats, this one. The oats did better than we thought they would. Well, they were all laid flat actually. In every field they were laid flat, and they all went for milling, and they're actually fetching a better price than wheat is at the moment. They did fetch a better price, £190 a tonne farmer got for them. So yeah, milling oats, we were really surprised, really chuffed as well. But down here it's going to pull hard. This is a wet area. Oh, there goes Keithy on the 7S. I don't know when we're getting the 8S back. Nothing's been said. There he goes. Both disc graters are set the same. To be fair, there ain't much difference in the pulling power here. But this corner is always wet. But Daisy's been through with them all, and hopefully it should be a bit better. Get to the end, pull her out on the move, so there's not so much strain. If you pull her out while she's stuck in there, you know, it pulls on all the legs, pulls on everything. So you want to do it all on the move if you can. You always want to glance at everything, you know, while it's out the ground, have a quick glance at everything. I'll show you on the, we will only be doing another hour here, and then tomorrow we'll go through the discorator a bit more and I'll show you all the bits to look for on this one. That's the bit we've just done. We like using the discorators, we like getting a leg through the dirt. Heavy land is unforgiving. If there's no drainage there, then you will pay for it. It just holds water on top. You've got to let the water down. We use a lot of moles. The discorator has proven itself, you know, with our tractors and our setup. Discorator, we will leave this for spring crops, and as long as you don't get too wet a spring, you know, you can drill straight into it. Our tests didn't really show up any data this time because the spring was so wet and it was a bit annoying. Everything just yielded averagely the same, and it was just because of the poor weather conditions in the spring. So we're going to try and do some different tests next year and see if we can show up anything different. I know Farmer wants to spin corn on and cultivate it in with that Cultimax, so that's one of the tests we want to do. Farmer convinced that will yield just as well as anything else. Daisy's in the next field. She's molding the headland of the next one. It's been a nice day today. Yesterday was rubbish. Just kept raining. Just every time you tried to do something, it started pissing it down. But now we've got 2 cultivators going. We will soon start eating up this land. Me and Keithy will go until, I don't know, if we're really up against it, we'll go into the dark. But it ain't that drastic yet. But we do want everything pulled up. Farmer has sprayed these, so these will be going off. All the green bits will be going off. That is just oats coming up through the ground there. Volunteers, they still call it. There goes Keithy. That tractor is smart. I want myself one of those. That is just lovely. I really like those tractors. But there's nothing wrong with this one. They all do the same work. But that one is just got a nice little spot in my heart. I just like the little bits and pieces they've done with it. But who knows? Maybe one day, eh? Hopefully we get that 8S back and we can give that a try before the winter comes. It's such a big tractor, in the winter it actually doesn't end up doing much because it's easier to grab a smaller tractor to do sort of towing work, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we're going to crack on with this for a bit and then we will come back